Kingston-based and Governor General Award shortlisted author Sarah Withrow released the first book of her new trilogy, The Scavenged Earth, in October. The second book comes out in December. Sarah joins me to tell us more about these rollicking end-of-the-world road trip tales of reckoning, redemption, and last-minute shopping. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi.
I'm really pleased to have you come in and talk to us today about this book, Angus Goes to Austin. How long you've been writing books?
I've been writing books since the last millennium. I published my first book in 1998. When I was writing back then, I was writing books for young adults, and I published 4 of them and a baby book. And then I got a day job because I needed to make a living, and I retired from that day job about 3 years ago, and I've been writing apocalypse road trip novels ever since.
Let's talk a little bit about Angus Goes to Austin. Give us a sneak peek about what it's about.
Angus Goes to Austin is about a half-billionaire who's been preparing basically his whole life. He's had an interest in the apocalypse his whole life, and so he's fairly prepared. But when it comes right down to it, at the time that the book takes place is just a couple of months before the apocalypse. That preparation kind of goes sideways. So he has a souped-up RV. It's solar powered and bulletproof, because he's a half-billionaire, he can afford such luxuries. He's taking it to go get his niece's best friend to take her to meet with his sister's family in a cave to hunker down for the end of the world. He does not really get along with his niece's best friend, but this tale takes us from his mansion in Malibu to his niece's best friend's place in Austin on the eve of the apocalypse. And it really is like the last, it's even referred to in the book as the ultimo fin de semana. It's the last weekend, so the traffic is really bad, and there's a number of other adventures that ensue when he's on the road to Austin.
So this is the first book that you've released,
Mm-hmm.
and there are 2 other books, so we're going to leave those on the shelf until they come out. But I want to ask you about your style of writing. Where did that come from? How did you develop this style? As you said, rollicking pre-post-apocalyptic road trip.
I was looking just to basically have a lot of fun doing it as a way of celebrating my own retirement and celebrating sort of being free from having to impress anybody. I'm not writing as a money-making venture. So basically, this time around, it was just about having fun. I just followed my fancy, basically, and followed the energy of the characters. In fact, Angus was born out of the second book in the series, Scavenged Earth, was actually the first book I wrote. And Angus Goes to Austin is actually a prequel to that. I was having so much fun with Angus that I thought, I've got to make him the center of a book, because he's just so much fun to hang around. He's not the best guy. He makes a fool of himself all the way through this novel. He is running up against his ideas about the world, and my subtitle for this is The Humbling of Angus. He's been very successful in terms of making it in the world of capitalist America. He's made it. He's designed many successful products. His first successful product was infrared night eyes fashion glasses, so that people could see who they're dancing with in dark clubs. That was his first sort of survive, and then it was also picked up by survivalists because it's infrared, so you can see that. So he kind of went down that route and made some other inventions that were aimed at survivalists. And that was also been an interest of his. But he made a number of ridiculous products And he was also the owner of a budget theme park called Landlandia. So he has his fingers into a number of fairly ridiculous products and services, but that have enriched him greatly. And he's a lot of fun to spend some time with.
Who do you want the readers to be?
It's made for people who are considering what's important to them in life. I mean, there's a lot of similarities between the end of the world and retirement. Retirement is sort of a weird sub-theme in this, because you're talking about the end of something, right? You've finished making, there's not going to be your life's not going to be about making money anymore. Your life's not going to be about climbing the corporate ladder anymore. Now what is it about when you're at the end of things, when you're at the very end of things?
So tell me when the next 2 books are coming out.
The next book is Scavenged Earth, and it will be coming out in December. And then the third one, Blue Mary, picks up about 20 years after the apocalypse, and that one will be coming out in the new year.
How can we get Angus Goes to Austin?
Well, it's self-published on Amazon, so you can get it, the e-version and the paperback version on Amazon, or you can get the paperback version downtown at Minotaur, and I'm just trekking down to Novel Idea now to give Oscar some copies as well.
Everybody buy the book.
Yeah, everybody buy the book, and I will have some days in December that I am giving it away, the e-version away free on Amazon, so watch for that.
Sarah, thank you very much for joining us today, and best wishes to you on the success of these really interesting books that are coming out.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Okay.